So I am so very excited to be welcoming one of my closest friends and super duper songwriter extraordinaire, Lauren Dyson, otherwise known as Dyson. Shall I call you Lauren or Dyson in this? I don't even know.
You can call me Dyson, I think.
Okay, I'll try and remember that because I feel
it's okay. I go by both names. It's fine.
I'm going to revert back.
They're both my names.
Yeah, so for everyone watching, Dyson is one of my close friends, but she's also a really, really talented singer and songwriter who recently appeared on Songland, NBC's Songland. This is season 2, right?
Yes, season 2.
Yeah, so how did it come about and what was the experience like for you?
So I remember being in Chicago last year and I was stood in my boyfriend's kitchen and the show came on. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be on this show. I just had like this calling in my gut. So I reached out to a couple people. I ended up knowing some people who worked on the show. And then I told my manager, like, I need to be on this show. And he started the process and it was a really long casting process. And I finally found out early this year that I'd made it through. So yeah, it was an incredible experience. Just from wanting to do it to getting there, it was a lot.
I think it's really weird because I had heard about the show and immediately thought about you and was like, oh, you've got to go on that show. And obviously you didn't tell me that you were going to be on it until the very last minute.
Do you know how hard it was to keep that secret from everyone? Everyone, my parents, I couldn't tell anyone. And I love to talk, so that was really, really tough for me. But Songland is such an incredible show because it's based on writers. You know, and after doing that for 15 years, it was amazing to have a show that was focused primarily on the song. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a really fresh idea, I think.
It is.
And it gives people who are behind the scenes a little bit of a nod, even though you're you're both, aren't you, really? I mean, you're behind the scenes, but you're also in front. So is there one that you prefer more than the other?
Honestly, it's going to sound really cliche, but I love them both because they're just both so different.
Yeah.
Songwriting gets me through things I go through in my life, and I love helping other artists tell their stories. But performing on stage and singing fulfills my soul in a different way. So I'm definitely both, and I'm definitely split directly down the middle.
And do you think there's a certain part of songwriting that you are best at or that you enjoy the most? So, for instance, is it the melodies that you love creating, or is it the lyrics that you think are your thing?
I think the thing that comes quickest to me is melody. I've always just had a lot of melodies in my head, and that's the thing I normally get first. Lyrics don't come as quickly, but I love them just as much, if that makes sense. Yeah. I love telling stories, is really important to me. So I'd say melodies come quicker and I enjoy them a little more, because lyrics I really get in my head and I want them to be perfect, so I kind of get a little... Melody for me is, it's all about feel. If a melody comes out and it feels good, I don't question it. Lyrics, I question, a lot more.
So how often do you think you reassess a song? Do you think that you have a kind of a set process? Do you approach, the songs, for instance, in Songland, or the song that you worked on, did you approach that in the same way that you usually approach your songwriting? Did it change in any sense during Songland?
No, I think it was the exact same way. I think because I've been doing this for such a long time, you develop a gut feeling and you develop a confidence in your writing. So I was able to call upon that experience to just know what we were doing felt good and it was in the ballpark for what we wanted to do. So I kind of feel like I was just able to, it just felt like I was in another songwriting session. It didn't feel, because it wasn't TV and it wasn't crazy and fake. It was 100% real. That's why I gravitated towards that show as well, because there's no sob stories. They don't want to know anything other than what's your talent and share it with the world.
That's great as well, because usually we are just bombarded with emotional stories and the background of everyone, but really it comes down to the song, doesn't it? And actually the your song emotional that's the story, isn't it?
The song is the star, not you, if that makes sense. And I love that. I loved it not being about me. It was about what we created as writers. Again, that's why that show just was so alluring to me.
And how did you center yourself before going on stage? Because obviously I've known you for a long time. I know I'm thinking back to like going to club appearances and how you'd kind of be like,
you know, again, it's like time. I've been doing this now so long, and I've done so many different kinds of performances. I always get nervous. There is no way I would never be nervous, because I think that gives that shows you care. I just so love what I do and so firmly believe in that where I'm supposed to be, that I just allow those nerves to come out and just know that if I did fluff something or I did mess up, it's gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world. It used to be like, must be perfect, can't mess up, and then I realized it's not real. It's not real. Like, people just want to feel you, and that was the most important part to me. So I basically took a couple deep breaths, tried laughing with people backstage, understanding this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be fun. And I just enjoyed every moment, and I'm thankful to even have this opportunity. You know, I've been doing this a long time, and you've seen the journey, and I just embraced it with absolutely everything I had. I loved every second.
Well, that's what struck me when I was watching the videos, because obviously I've done a reaction to your videos, which is amazing. But that's what, honestly, it really struck me. I think maybe because I know you as well, I got that connection through the screen with you. But I think that for me, what touches me about your writing is that it appeals to such a big audience, but also it's still super personal. So you get that kind of connection when you listen to one of your songs, and I think that's what translated to me and kind of made me all emotional when I was watching.
What you just said made me emotional, just because my whole career I have been trying so hard to nail that, where I can still tell my story, but in a way that's understandable, or to the general public, because everyone's had heartbreak, everyone's felt not good enough, we've all experienced these emotions, but how do you say it without it being all about me, so that
and how do you say it absolutely, and it's making it fresh as well, isn't it? It's like, how do you approach writing a song with a subject that everyone has already touched upon, but in a completely different way? Like, how do you say I'm in love, or how do you say I'm experiencing heartbreak?
Exactly, that hasn't been said a million times. That is definitely the hardest part of being a songwriter, but it's something that I love the challenge of. So I'm really glad that resonated. That's awesome.
One of the things that I think about when I think about you is how many songs you write in a year. I mean, I write songs, but you write a lot more songs than I do.
I kind of have a problem.
What's a rough estimate of how many you would write in a year?
I mean, it ranges. In my first year of writing songs ever, 10 years ago, when I was living in Sweden, I probably did 600 in my first year, which is extreme. And no, not all of them are great. Some of them will probably never be listened to ever again. But I'm a firm believer in quantity to a certain point. You can never write too many songs early in your career, because you need to get better. And it got all of the life stories out of me, and I learned what was good about what I did and what was bad, and built from that. I'd say now I do write far less. I probably write between maybe five songs a week, so it's like 20 songs a month. And then sometimes I only write one song a week. It just totally depends on how I'm feeling and what I have got going on with other artists.
So you've kind of settled into a groove then, which I think that's quite a nice place to be in.
It's very important, because I've learned over time, creativity is just not always there as much as you want it to be. I've learned to go, you know what, I'm not feeling it today, and that's totally okay. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go and work out, or spend time with my dog, or focus on something different and come back to it. And being able to like separate that in your head, it really helps, because otherwise, if you just kind of focus on it, it slips further and further away from you. So
absolutely.
It's very important.
And do you think that there are certain songs that you've written in that massive catalogue that have to see the light of day, that haven't yet? Are there any that you kind of feel like it's a crime that hasn't been heard, or that you're going to do something with?
I mean, I probably have, out of the thousands, I probably have about 30 songs that I just truly love and just feel that they are there and they just need the right vehicle, whether that's me, whether that's the artist I wrote it in mind for. So yeah, there is definitely a chunk of material that I am super excited to get out, and really hope that I get the chance to do that.
Is that going to be as an artist, or is it going to be just as
some of them are as I would say that it's 50-50, because I've written some male songs that I really love. I would say it's 50-50. Some as me as an artist that I literally can't give. There's one song I have that I just can't give away. It's literally my heart on a plate. So but other than that, I'm very open. I'm very open. If someone comes along and feels like they love the song, I'm not precious, I believe in that. If there's a vehicle bigger than me to tell the story I want to tell, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So if there was a song that you were absolutely certain was yours, but Demi Lovato came in and said, "No, I want that song," you'd be like, "Okay, take it."
Mainly because the stories I tell, they do have depth and something to share. So again, if she can share it to millions of people on the radio and they get to hear it and they get to feel it, that makes more sense, So
yeah, I mean the story is still being told, isn't it?
Exactly. That's my key thing. I'm not like I have to be the one, because I wrote it. I did tell the story.
Yeah.
It's just someone else is putting it out there in the world. So yeah.
So do you think that your definition of success has changed as you've moved through your career?
Oh my goodness, yes. This I struggled with this up until I'd say even maybe a year ago. Success was always the pinnacle. Like when I reached the top, I am successful, and I had to reevaluate, because I was like, wait, I make music full time. My job in life is to write music. I moved to America to write music. I got a visa based on music. I'm doing it. Like I'm living it every day. I get to tell my stories. I work with the most incredibly nice people. I live in Los Angeles. I mean, I feel successful just because I do what I love. Monetary value aside, if I was doing this for the money, I would have quit over a decade ago. And that's what I was saying on my live earlier on is, if you do it because you love it, you will continue to do it and you'll be successful. The money comes, the notoriety comes, but only from doing it from a real place. So yeah, my definition of success is doing what you love and enjoying your life as much as you can. That to me is success, and I think it's changed my life.
Yeah, I can really see that, and I guess it's only natural that your views over life are going to change anyway. Just
as you get older,
as we get older,
yeah,
it just happens, doesn't it?
And you experience so many things. I mean, the stories I've been through. I've experienced so much like pushback, and you start to just. Those things can't bother you anymore. You've had so much pain and so much heartache and so many no's that the no's don't affect you anymore. You just focus on the yes. You focus on the, do I love this? Then I'm going to keep going. So
and also if someone else was to look at your career, they'd probably say, she is at the top. She's at the place that is I want to be there. I want to go there.
And that's what I have to remember too, because I look up to people too. So I look at people are like, oh wow, I want to be there, and everybody is at different stages. Each one of them successful. If you started your career, if you just started and you just took the leap, you're successful because you did what you needed to do to start yourself on that journey. That's where I think people get confused with what success is. Success has never been money to me. It's always been making music a full-time career. So
and you've worked with some incredible people, so can you tell people who are watching some of the names you've worked with, and maybe a particular pinch me moment that you've had?
Oh my goodness, I've done so many like crazy things.
Just throwing that out there.
So Demi Lovato recorded one of my songs in 2013. It didn't get released, which was absolutely heartbreaking back then.
I remember that. I felt that every step of the way for you.
Yeah, that was a pinch me moment, just because I'd written it in the Christmas, and then by the New Year she'd recorded it, and I had the demo with her singing on it, and she's just vocally incredible, and that was a pinch me moment. And I firmly believe, because it happened once, it can happen again. So it validated me as a writer, even though it didn't come out. I felt validated. And pinch me moment, that was probably one of them. Performing with Bass Hunter in front of 20,000 people in the beginning of my career, that was kind of a pinch me moment. What else? Singing at the Staples Center in front of a sold out Staples Center, that was crazy. I got to work with Rodney Jerkins when I first started writing, who, if you don't know, he did Destiny's Child, Michael Jackson. He's an incredible producer. So that gave me a lot of confidence early on to have his belief in me. I've written #1 records for BTS. That's kind of insane that I wrote these songs in my bedroom here, and then I got 2 platinum albums in the US. They're a Korean band in the US. That to me is just mind-blowing. And I've been writing K-pop for 10 years, so to have that kind of success in the US is like crazy. So I'd say those are a few pinch me moments, and obviously Songland. You know, being on an American, I know my accent is, who knows at this point. I know my accent.
I think you sound British still, but I know that other people say that you have like a little, like,
I have a
American twang.
I do, I do, and I'm trying very hard to be British, but I've been out of the country so long, it's difficult. But I would say,
and also because you lived in Sweden as well, which a lot of people in Sweden have an American accent.
They do. So I've definitely been in so many different places that my body doesn't really know where it's from anymore, and my voice especially. But yeah, Songland was definitely a highlight for me. Just being able to say I did an American TV show and I'm from Plymouth in the UK, a very small place, and it humbled me very much to achieve that. It's crazy.
And thinking about your roots and stuff, like, how did you first get your start? What do you think was the moment where you went, oh, actually, I am a professional now?
Oh, wow. It took me quite a long time to accept that I was a professional, just because I've always pushed and worked hard and struggled a little bit to, I've always had to fight for things. I would probably say maybe about 5 years ago when I started getting a lot of cuts in Asia, in Norway. I had a couple of #1s in Sweden and Norway, and for some pretty big artists. I'd say that's when I started to feel professional, that I had records that were having millions and millions of streams. And then when I started doing featuring, I do a lot of EDM records, and they were keeping my voice on there, and they were amassing lots of streams. I'd say that's when I started to feel like, okay, I'm doing this. Like I wanted to do it, and now I'm doing it. So I'd say that.
And do you think that you have a specific plan, like just looking ahead at the future, like what is next for you as an artist and as a writer?
So, I have an extensive catalog, which I really believe in. So I still keep creating new music every day, but I feel like the time is now to work the catalog I have and try and pitch that to artists. But my main focus really is being an artist myself. I've written songs, they're there to pull from for writing for others, and now it's time to focus on me. I spend so much time writing with others, for others, and I love it, but I've never really shone the light on myself and given myself the time to be like, oh, what am I as an artist? Who am I as an artist? The next 6 months is I'm going to be releasing music every couple months, and just really building up momentum for that.
I think that's really cool, because I've sort of seen you struggle with wanting to be an artist and sort of becoming successful as a writer, and it's that sort of balance, isn't it? Where do you split your time, and is it okay to want to be an artist? Is it okay to put all of my time and energy into that?
Well, do you know what the crazy part is? It used to be they used to say, you can only be one or the other. You can only be a writer, you can only be an artist. And I was like, I don't know what to pick. So I did at the time pick being a writer, because I knew being a writer would eventually most likely lead me to being an artist, because it's a natural development process. So I chose writing, hoping it would bring me back, and it did. And I realized when I started putting my artistry into writing for other people, that's when my songs started getting cut. So the second that you start accepting who you are and that you have something to say, and you say it in your own way and having confidence in that, you start becoming a better writer. And then you start becoming a better artist. So they go hand in hand,
Yeah, I can really see that, and I think that's a great sort of takeaway, if anything, from our chat to anyone sort of watching who's kind of getting into the industry and doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, on that point, is there anything that you would like to just kind of say to anyone watching who is interested in music and interested in pursuing a career in the arts?
Yeah, again, I feel like I just repeat myself, but just follow your passion. If it's what you really want to do and you know it in your gut, don't give up. Keep going. And it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to do things you don't want to do. Like at one point I had 3 jobs. I was a waitress. I was working in a rental agent. I did everything I could to keep my head above water so I could do music. And eventually, I promise you, when you do that, even though it hurts, if you keep working, it will start to do this, where money will start coming in from music and the other job can subside. But if you sacrifice everything for what you love, the return is going to be incredible. Just
Absolutely.
Don't listen to other people. Don't let them sway you. If you believe you're meant for this, you can achieve it. You will achieve it as long as you drown out the noise. It took me many years to drown out the noise of those around me telling me I can't, you won't, you shouldn't, not good enough, can't sit in, you name it. I've had it all. But there's this little thing in my belly that just said, but this is who you are. And if it's who you are, nobody can take it away from you. So long story short, go with it with everything that you are, because you can have it. I promise.
I love that. I feel like I'm in a life coaching session.
I do that on the side.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, thank you for talking to me.
I love talking to you, Nina.
Well, we just love each other, don't we?
I know.
You don't know what's coming up next, which is that I made a little game for us to play.
Oh no. Okay. Oh gosh, a Nina game. I can only imagine. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if this is going to go right or wrong. Let me tell you.
But it's going to go somewhere.
Prepare it.
Okay.
Yes, it is. So the first thing that we're going to do, I've got my notes.
Okay. I love that you have notes.
I got them here. So this first game has nothing to do with music at all. This is something that I just thought would be hilarious because I feel like it's going to go wrong.
Perfect.
But see, if all these, you're kind of like my test subject. If all of this goes right, then the next time I interview someone, I can do the same kind of game thing with them, and we can see who's like the overall winner on a leaderboard. You know?
Oh gosh. Okay.
So
okay. No pressure. I like
the
to
game
win.
is on. So the first game is, I'm gonna say the beginnings of some famous phrases, and you have to finish the famous phrase as quickly as possible.
Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay.
Okay, are you ready? Some of them I didn't even know. I printed it off and I was like,
Oh my gosh.
So-
Okay. Go.
okay, here we go. Here's a chip off the old
Block.
Yes, hit the nail on the
Head.
Ignorance is
Bliss.
it ain't over till the
Fat lady sings.
it takes one to
No one.
this is so good. It's a piece of
Cake.
it's raining cats and
Dogs.
kill 2 birds with
1 stone.
left the cat out of
Bag.
the bag.
Oh.
Live and
Let live.
no, live and learn.
Oh. Okay.
Let that be a lesson to you.
Okay.
Look before you
Leap.
yes. Don't count your chickens before they
Hatched. They've hatched.
on a wild goose
Chase.
by the skin of your
Teeth.
yes. I love that.
You
That's
didn't
great.
know those,
Well done.
Nina? Come on, you knew those. That was great.
That
We
was
didn't
really
plan
good.
that. That's awesome.
There's 2 more bits.
What?
Yeah, I'm not done with you yet.
Sugar.
So the next one, I'm fully prepared here. The next one is, you have to, so using the initials of your name, so we'll go with Dyson, you have to very quickly tell me a song that begins with each letter of your name, okay? Do you get it? No?
So I have to find a song title that has.
So it'd be like D, whatever it is.
Oh, I
Y,
thought you meant like a
whatever it
song
is.
with the hot. I was like, okay, so like, okay, all right.
Go.
Died in your arms tonight. You don't know my name. Senorita. Oh my, Camila Cabello. No.
N is for...
Never getting back together.
Way! You did it!
That was really hard.
Well done! No pressure, but there is another game.
Oh my
So
god,
the-
Demi, killing me. Okay.
This is the last one.
Okay.
I swear this is the last one.
Okay.
So this one's kind of fun because what I've done is I've grabbed some images from the internet of celebrities that their faces have been mashed together.
Oh gosh.
So it's two celebs in one face, okay?
Okay, I have to guess.
So you have to guess. So I'm going to show you the first one now. Who is that?
It's Justin Timberlake and Justin Bieber? No, it's just...
Ah!
Is it?
No, you nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Katy Perry and Rihanna?
Yes! Okay, this one's hilarious. Are you ready?
Okay. Ed Sheeran and U2 Bono.
Right. You nearly didn't get that one. Okay.
Thanks for bringing that up. Drawing attention to it.
We got 2 more.
Okay.
This one is hilarious.
Adele and hang on,
Yeah.
point the screen down more. Adele and I don't know. Wait. Adele and no.
Cause we're living in a material...
Madonna.
And
What?
Oh,
What? Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, no.
I didn't get that point.
Final one for pretty much a full house, I would say.
Britney Spears and Britney Spears. Britney Spears and you making your eyes big.
I'm a genie.
And Christina Aguilera. I was gonna say that.
Hey! Well, you nearly got it,
Yeah,
Lauren.
I did well. I'm not good at these
Dyson.
games normally, so I'm good. I'm happy.
I would say that is a score to beat. So whoever I interview next is going to have to beat that.
Okay.
So well done. And thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Nina.
talking to me today and for being
Anytime.
my best friend
I
and
love
for
you.
being so wonderful. And I love you.
I love you
and
so
I'll see
much.
very soon.
Okay, bye. I miss you.
Love you. Bye.